I put on my school uniform and glanced at myself in the mirror, even though I knew it wasn't a pretty sight. Well, actually, that's a bit of an understatement. I'm actually truly ugly. When I got to school, the girls all crowded around me.
Hi, Ethan. How's it going? Hey, Ethan, are we still going out this week? Ethan, don't forget you promised me a date at the weekend.
Wonder how I still managed to date the hottest girls at school, even though I'm the ugliest boy? Stay tuned to the end of the video. Oh yeah, and like and subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell, won't you? At lunch, I sat with Amanda. She was my date for the day.
Oh, Ethan, you are so funny. I'm so lucky to be dating you today.
You sure are, Amanda. At the end of the school day, I stood at the school gates and waited for Amanda to come out.
Hey, Ethan.
Amanda came running over to me and planted a kiss on my cheek.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Then she handed me her homework.
Make sure you write the essay in black pen, won't you? See ya.
I waved goodbye to her and watched as she ran off in the opposite direction. You see, I do the girls' homework and assignments in exchange for a date. I've always been really smart, so it doesn't take much effort on my part, and I get to date whoever I want. I started off small at first. I just helped out a couple of girls as a favor. But then I realized I could actually make a business out of helping people. Only instead of them paying me money, they just had to give me kisses and help me to become popular. I think it's worth it, especially as I get the bragging rights too. The girls came and went. I never really cared about any of them. That was until I met Lucy. Lucy had stopped me in the corridor at school one day.
Hey, Ethan, do you think you could help me out with my history essay? I have to write 2,000 words on the Russian Revolution, and I don't know where to start.
Sure, no problem. I can get it done for you tonight. You know the deal, right?
Yes, I know the rules. I have to go on a date with you and make sure that everyone sees me giving you a kiss.
That's right. So I'll give you your completed essay in the morning, and then tomorrow will be our date.
Great, thanks.
I spent that evening writing the essay for Lucy, and the following morning I met her by the lockers. Here's your essay. Meet me in the canteen at lunchtime and we'll eat together, okay?
Okay, see you there.
What happened at lunchtime came as a complete surprise to me. I actually really enjoyed spending time with Lucy. I hadn't had that feeling with any of the other girls I had dated. I just used them, but it was different with Lucy. I actually really liked her. At the end of the school day, she gave me a kiss at the school gates as we had arranged. When I felt her lips touch my face, my heart skipped a beat. I really wanted to date her again. Have you got any more homework that you need help with?
Well, there is this math paper I have to hand in tomorrow, but I'm sure I can.
Before she could finish, I cut her off mid-sentence. Give it to me, I'll do it for you. Lucy looked a little unsure, but then she handed me her math paper. So, another date tomorrow then?
Yeah, I guess so.
I was so happy. Bye then, see you tomorrow. I watched Lucy right until she got to the end of the street and turned the corner. I think I'm in love. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about Lucy. She was honestly the girl of my dreams. I realized then that I didn't want to date any other girls. I only wanted her. From now on, I'm not going to do homework for any of the other girls. Lucy is the one for me. But unfortunately, it seemed that Lucy didn't feel the same way. Because the next day, when she gave me a kiss goodbye at the school gates, she told me that she didn't have any more homework for me to help her with. But you must have something. I saw the English teacher giving out some homework.
No, really, it's fine. I can do my own homework.
But can we still carry on dating? I mean, what I'm saying is, even if I don't do any homework for you, can we still date?
I'm sorry, Ethan. I don't want to date you. I only kissed you because it was part of our deal. I don't want to continue going out with you.
I felt like I had been punched in the stomach and had my heart ripped out of my chest at the same time. How can she do this to me? Please, Lucy, I really like you.
No, Ethan, I'm sorry, but I don't feel the same way.
Suddenly, rage started building up inside of me. I thought that I was going to explode. I was so angry. You can't just dump me like this. You're not going to get away with it.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, that's what you think. If you don't carry on dating me, then I'm going to tell all of your teachers that you let me do your homework for you.
You wouldn't.
Just try me.
But I will get in so much trouble. My parents will kill me if they find out.
Well, I guess you know what you have to do then, don't you? Her face fell. It was obvious she knew there was no other choice.
Okay. I will carry on dating you.
Yes, you won't regret this, Lucy. I'm sure once you get to know me better, you'll fall in love with me. I could see the doubt on her face.
Yeah, maybe.
Even though Lucy had only agreed to date me because I had blackmailed her, I didn't care. I loved her too much to let her go. But whenever we were on a date, she always looked sad. In the end, I had had enough of it. Lucy, I'm sick of you always looking so miserable. If you don't cheer yourself up, then I'm going to tell the teachers what you did. She put a smile on her face. I could see that she was only pretending to be happy, but I didn't care. As long as I was happy, that's all that mattered. Once Lucy and I started dating properly, I let all the other girls go. I can tell you, they weren't very happy about it.
Who's gonna do my homework now?
I guess you'll have to do it yourself.
Wait, that's not fair. Why can't you still do it?
I'm dating Lucy now, and it's serious.
Yeah, right.
It is. Ask her.
Okay, I will.
I watched as the girl walked over to Lucy. Even though I couldn't hear what they were saying, I could see from the look of surprise on the girl's face that Lucy had obviously confirmed what I had told her. The girl looked really angry, and then she just stormed off. Lucy looked over at me. I gave her a huge grin, but she just shook her head and walked off in the opposite direction. I told myself that it didn't matter. The most important thing was that Lucy was my girlfriend. It was about a week after the incident with the other girl when the principal sent a message asking to see me in his office.
You'd better go now. You don't want to keep Mr. Wilson waiting, Ethan.
Yes, miss. Did he say what it was about?
I'm sorry, Ethan. I have no idea. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
As I made my way to Mr. Wilson's office, I couldn't help but feel nervous. I had always been a bit scared of Mr. Wilson. He was over 6 foot tall and had a huge booming voice. You could hear him all over the school. I knocked on his door.
Come in.
I opened the door and went in. You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, Ethan, sit down. Ethan, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I have something very serious to say to you.
My heart dropped to the floor and my stomach started churning nervously.
We all know about your little business.
I couldn't believe it. I'm not helping anyone anymore, sir. I've given the business up.
I'm sorry, it's too late, Ethan. You're going to be expelled.
What? No!
I'm afraid so. We don't tolerate any kind of cheating at this school. You know that.
I was so angry, I left Mr. Wilson's office and ran down the corridor to the lockers. As soon as I got there, I saw Lucy standing at the far end of the room. What have you done? I can't believe you told the principal about my business.
What? I didn't tell him anything.
Don't try to deny it. I know it's you.
I'm telling the truth, Ethan. I never said a word. She's right. It wasn't her. It was us.
I turned around and saw a group of girls standing behind me. Actually, it was all the girls that I had ever helped with their homework. Why would you do that? You know I'm going to be expelled now, don't you?
Well, you shouldn't have ditched us. If you'd keep on helping us with our homework, this would never have happened.
You're gonna regret doing this. They all just stood there laughing at me.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do then?
Just wait and see. I was absolutely seething. There was no way I was going to let them get away with what they had done to me. That's when I came up with my plan for revenge. I waited until the end of the day when everyone had gone home, and I crept into the teacher's office. All the essays and homework that I had done for all the girls were in a pile on the teacher's desk. I quickly replaced them and took the original ones with me. The following day, I had been told to go into school to collect my grades. As I sat in the class with everyone else, I could tell that they were all whispering about me. They're probably all talking about the fact that I've been expelled. Well, they'll have something else to talk about soon. The teacher came into the room and started handing out the grades.
Ethan, A+. Mark, B+. Craig, A.
She went on and on. Most of the boys had got really good grades, but then she came to the girls.
I'm sorry to say that the girls haven't done as well as the boys this year. Lucy has got an A, very well done, but all the rest of the girls have all got the same grade, an F.
I heard a loud gasp coming from one of the girls, and then they all started screaming.
What did you do, Ethan? I hate you. You did this, didn't you?
They all started crowding around me. The teacher tried to get them to sit down, but they wouldn't listen to her.
It's him, miss. He has somehow sabotaged our work. Sit down. Be quiet.
I didn't say anything, but inside I was gloating. That will teach them all to try to get me into trouble. They'll think twice before messing with me again.
Come on now, get back to your seats.
During all the commotion, Lucy hadn't said a word. But once everyone had quieted down, she stood up and came over to me.
I hate you, Ian. You are mean and you are manipulative. You can't carry on like this, forcing people to do things that they don't want to do.
How can you say that, Lucy? Do you really think that I'm a mean person?
Of course I do. You don't care about what I want. You only think about getting what you want. I told you that I didn't want to date you anymore, but you didn't listen. Instead, you blackmailed me into staying with you. I'm unhappy and you don't even care.
But I love you.
If you truly loved me, you would want me to be happy, wouldn't you?
But I thought that if you spent more time with me, you would fall in love with me.
I'm sorry, Ethan, but it doesn't work like that.
I was so shocked. I hadn't really thought about anyone else's feelings. I was only concerned about how I was feeling. I suppose I have been pretty mean. I shouldn't have tried to control Lucy like that. She is a nice person, and she deserves to be able to date whoever she wants. I also realized at that point that I probably shouldn't have run a girl dating homework business. I mean, it had brought me a lot of pleasure, but none of it was real. Those girls hadn't wanted to kiss me or date me. They had only gone out with me because they wanted their homework done. I suppose I should have just tried to date a girl the old-fashioned way, by letting them get to know the real me, letting my personality shine through instead.